Before we got on our Norwegian cruise ship in Seward, Alaska, we went on the most amazing boat tour of the Kenai Fjords National Park. The harbor was beautiful with our cruise ship, the Norwegian Jewel, in the background. Our tour included a 6-hour boat ride to see wildlife and glaciers. As we were pulling out of the harbor, we saw our first wildlife, a harbor seal and a baby, so cute. As we pulled into Resurrection Bay, we got to see a cute sea otter playing in the water.
Especially when we have a really high metabolism. They have a hard time keeping any fat stored on their body on the planet. Biologists say that in just 1 square inch of the sea otters probably have up to 8 million hairs.
We passed a group of horned puffins in the water. They were so tiny. We passed along the coast for some beautiful scenery, and we saw a coastal mountain goat and her kid. The captain stated she had not seen the baby goat before, so it must be just a week or so old. Whales! We have orcas, a group of 3 females and a big bull male. I was so excited you could hear me gasp in the video. Finally got to see them with their dorsal fins up in the ocean. I could have watched them for hours. We also passed by Bear Glacier while watching the orcas.
Toothed whales, the killer whales. These humpback whales are baleen whales. Ooh, watch for a tail.
Next up, we saw a humpback whale lunge feeding out of the water. This was so impressive.
It is a sensory adaptation, helps them sense things in the water like these small bait fish or large boats in the area. Sometimes people will ask us if we ever get nervous when the whales get close, and my answer is always no. This whale knows where we are. Extra folds of skin, so that when they come up like that,
he was using bubbles to school the fish, which the birds followed for lunch.
Ooh, right at the 2 o'clock position. That was a bubble ring come to the surface. So this whale's actually using air to help school the bait fish into a tighter ball. What caught my attention was the birds that time. You might have noticed the birds kind of all got up and flew into that location when they saw the bubbles coming to the surface. That was a bubble ring come to the surface. Alright, look at those birds. They're getting excited about something. Oh yeah, right in front of us. Alright, if you're hoping for a tail shot, this is going to be it. If you're out there on the bow, once in a lifetime picture, if it shows its tail with Bear Glacier in the back, that's the money shot. Here it comes.
Oh, so pretty.
All right.
After watching the humpback whales, we crossed the larger bay. We got to see another humpback and a fin whale, but the waters were really rough, 9-foot swells. I didn't really get good video because we were all busy holding on. We crossed the bay to see Glacier. Lots of ice in the water with seals. This is a very active glacier with lots of calving. So impressive, making the waves that rocked the boat.
So as we watch this ice slowly drift away from the face of Glacier, we are witnessing the end of its very long journey. However, as we watch it melt back into ocean water, we're also witnessing its next beginning.
On our way back to Seward Harbor, we saw so many stellar sea lions hanging out on a rocky point.
Both these stellar sea lions as well as the harbor seals haul out to conserve body heat when they're not foraging. Turns out water pulls heat from their body 20 times faster than air the same temperature. So even on rainy, cold days like this, it's still worth their effort to haul out when they're not looking for their food. With the killer whales we saw earlier in the day, because back in the 70s, they lost about 80% of the population of these stellar sea lions, and it happened more or less overnight. So they're researching them, trying to figure out what caused that decline. The population isn't declining anymore. That was kind of the case with these stellar sea lions. Their population hasn't fully recovered yet.
As we headed back to Seward, we enjoyed the views of Resurrection Bay. The wildlife on this trip was so cool, and the water and shoreline scenery was breathtaking. This adventure was in the top 3 of our entire Alaskan trip, the most wildlife we saw of any day of the trip. If you travel anywhere near Anchorage, I highly recommend it. That afternoon, we boarded our NCL Jewel cruise ship with amazing view of Seward from our balconies. We explored the ship and took in the beautiful Alaska scenery as we sailed away. We will have a day at sea visiting Hubbard Glacier in the next video.